sneaker means a lot of things to me. One of the main things that is meant to me is how iconic the silhouette, a certain silhouette is to me. Because growing up, I get to see it in magazines and on TV and stuff. So a certain athlete was playing them, or a certain actor is wearing them. I'm like, wow, look at that colorway. It's beautiful. I haven't seen anything like that aside from your basic footwear when it's just like black or white shoes. So that's what it meant to me.
I mean, with Image, it's kind of like, we were literally one of the first 3 sneakerheads in our high school at our time, Shout out to Newtown. I mean, Image was literally, for to talk about sneakers, right? I knew he was into sneakers. I knew Perry was into sneakers. And we just started like, a little thing. We started going to the mall, go sneaker hunting, wait online, stuff like that, So I feel like that's pretty much what the core is,
Mm-hmm.
So how we came up with Image, it was, it was part of our hobbies, our interests, what it's grown into today. Image is not just sneakers, it's part of our culture. This is, when we came up with the name, it wasn't just related to sneakers. It was part of our culture, what we wanted it, what we were interested in. So as we grew over the years, we formed it into, what we have. And it's not only sneakers, we have our brand, our clothing, our accessories. So it's a part of us that we put into the company, and now it's, the brand Image.
Started out, we needed a name, right? So I was on my way to school. I went to, on my way to class at John Jay. I was just sitting on the subway and I saw a Timberland ad. And yeah, it had something on I forgot exactly what the ad said, but there was the word Image and it just stood out to me. And then when I came back home, I hit these guys up. I was like, what about the word Image? And they're like, yeah, it's not bad. It's pure. It's innocent. It's kind of like it's a single, easy to remember. It's a single word, stuff like that. And it was just...
Speaking to that, I think the ad is said Imagine. And I think you just broke it down.
Right. It could have been.
Something Imagine, and then you broke it down to Image.
Yeah.
But when he came out, I'm like, that's a great idea. Our image is what we, image can be our clothing, our footwear, whatever, on our body. I'm like, hey, the first thing, hey, what do you want to be? It's like, our image. So I think that was a perfect, we could have gave you a few examples we came with, but they're all corny, but image is like, wow, it stood out,
Yeah, there was a name that I actually liked, but I don't think they liked it, and we don't want to talk about that.
So our logo is .image because back then it was like .img was like a picture or anything. But aside from the tech aspect of it, it was like your look, your image. That's what we wanted to represent, and we put in like, what's the first thing we think about when you look at someone? Your sneakers. So it starts out with your look, and we all like, everyone has their own interpretation of Image. So that's how we went with the name.
You have to finish it today?
You don't like to finish all these things?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's a lot. I don't think. What about these? These two?
Those are done. So yeah, so stack them here, they get done. Once they get done, that's when it's coming.
Okay.
So, this is what's perfect about us. I have my role, Gray has a role, and Perry has a role. And the perfect thing is we match together and we just do our own thing and make sure the store works out. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to look over each other to, hey, are you doing this and that? And that's for the 10 years that we've been doing it. And the formula works. And that's amazing. We get to hire workers now to help us with those type of roles, which is amazing. Okay, so the downside of this business, unfortunately, is there's a lot of fakes in this industry, and certain fakes are really good. Certain fakes are like blatant, like, oh wow, hey, you can tell, So I have two pairs of shoes here. They're both the same shoe. One of them is fake, one of them is real. So I'm just gonna give you guys a comparison. First off, the box on this is much more. The red is more defined. The box is nice and crispy, and then compared to the fake one, you see it's a little darker. The box, they use a cheaper material because at the end of the day, fake company they just want to make a big profit on it, so they don't use any good material. So let me open up the box, and straight off the bat, you can tell off the color already.
I can't really tell because
to a regular consumer, it's hard. We see these shoes every day. So for example, you see we got a real pair here.
Oh wow!
This one's real. This one's fake. You see the colors already, off. The green is off, and then the biggest tell is the bottom. You see the bottom. See the colors.
And they're
off
both
already.
considered new, right?
They're both brand new. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the downside of this business. So anytime a pair of shoe comes in, we have to make sure that it's real. This pair. Came in, customer tried to sell it to us, but we told him it was fake. Unfortunately, he didn't know. He wants us to get rid of him. So what we usually do is we just donate the shoe so the people that needs it. So yeah, that's one of the bad thing about this business. But any business is good and bad, right?
It's really hard to tell. I mean,
It's hard to
you
tell.
gotta be a professional. I mean, I'm assuming that's why you guys have been in the business for over 10 years.
Absolutely.
You
We've
guys know
seen
your
so
stuff.
many shoes come and go. So
Only real shoes.
only real shoe, yes.
Nothing at all.
Yeah,
Wow,
we don't want to get caught with no fakes. Yeah. It's hard to tell, right?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. I mean, when you do side by side, you get a better idea. But if you don't have the real one,
It's
you
hard to
really
tell.
don't know.
Yeah, especially it sucks because this person probably bought it from someone they knew and stuff, and they trusted them. Hey,
So this is where the magic happens. All I use sneakers, stop here and get a good scrub down. So from over here, we usually start with our bottoms. We run a nice scrub with the Jason marks.
Uh-huh.
After we get a nice good scrub down with the Jason marks, I'm using the Jason marks foam to wipe down any dirt on the side of the toe box, so that when customers pick them up, they're as fresh as possible.
So there's not one sneaker that's left unclean.
No. Any sneaker that you guys sell to us gets cleaned before we sell it out to the next customer.
What you doing over here, Kevin?
Chilling, fucking making a box here.
Those are boxes for shoes that don't have their own boxes, right?
Exactly, yeah, for the used shoes. We have our own replacement boxes. Cool.
You think I can make one of those?
What was that?
You think I can make one of those?
Yeah, sure. See how I do it.
I bet I could do it faster than you.
Maybe.
Like from the beginning, it was sneakers because we weren't old enough to have nice cars or money for all of that. We always loved cars, each of us, we love cars. But sneakers was the first thing that we liked the aspect of being, yourself, and then the limited aspect of that sneaker was a limited edition. I want to go and chase after that. That was what was fun about chasing sneakers. You had to go through a yellow book and look up a SB, like all the skate shops. You have to look up in the yellow page. You have to call them. And back then they didn't have a release date. You literally had to call them every day until they tell you, oh, the shipment's coming in today. And that's when you go out and hunt. And I feel like that's why it's, it's fun. That's how we met each other,
Kevin.
Yo, Kevin.
Yo, Kevin, come here real quick.
So as I was recording here, I noticed there's one stat that did spark my interest, and that was
Kevin. But I mean, listen, Kevin's a great guy, and I love him. He's only been with us for a couple of months. The reason I love him is because he's very passionate about sneakers.
The thing you notice too is with these, especially, you can see the guy. Well, no, these you can see the most. You can see the guy on the bottom.
The problem about his passionality working here is he gets sidetracked too quick,
Oh, I've always wanted these, man, and they're my size. Oh my god.
Kevin, get back to work, man.
Okay, what about them?
They working. When he's helping out a customer, he'll be, oh wow, look at this show. I'm like, hey Kevin, you gotta finish the customer first before checking out the shoe. The shoe's gonna be here. let's take care of the customer.
My role is working with customer service, answering any of their questions and any of their needs. And I have a lot of experience working with different customers, different situations, so...
Yeah, because I remember you telling me your background, you did a lot of customer support and stuff like
Yes.
that. So you enjoy doing stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I enjoy it, talking to people, seeing different stories, and always helping them, you know.
At the end where it shows the CapCut logo,
I
do
know.
not leave that on, right? You can edit that out.
I should have cut it out. It's just the song keeps going, so... Yeah, it could have ended.
Next time,
Don't leave that.
I know next time.
You ready to go? Alright, so this is our stock room back here. This is Luis. Usually towards the end of the night, you know, we always put like inventories away, and that's what he's doing right now. We have like, we categorize like Jordans, Yeezys, like Dunks, Air Max, basketball shoes, you know, and...
Yeah, you guys have a ton of shoes down here. You guys have the whole world.
Listen, man, it's... Holding one pair of shoes is not easy, and then when you have to hold 30, 40 pairs, but you know, the rotation is quick, so thank God, you know, we're busy enough.
Question:
For it to.
Who has OCD out of you three? Everything's so color coordinated.
I'm very OCD,
Yeah.
man. I have to, because it's not about being OCD, it's more like, hey, the more organized you are, the faster you can turn around something, you know? Let's say you come down here, it's not organized, you're gonna be down here for 5 minutes, and the customer's not gonna be happy, you know? So my time rate to be down here is 2 to 3 minutes. And once it's 5 minute mark, you gotta go down and help them out, you know, because a customer can get frustrated. Oh, you're down here for too long already. So 2 or 3 minutes is my time frame. 1 minute is, listen, if you get in 1 minute, I'm very happy, you know. So yeah, this is just a, you know, regular stock room, I guess, if you want to call it. But yes, I keep it very neat. So once or twice a week, we come down here and we organize everything. It's never organized.
Really?
You know,
This is organized.
This looks organized, but
you should see my bedroom.
this looks organized, but it's not. Like Tuesday, we organized it. It was the most organized. You know, but it happens. You know, you get down here, you grab a pair of shoes. It goes all over the place.
Gotcha.
You know. So, well, yeah.
Love your family. What brings you in here today?
Trying to buy some shoes for my brother, to be honest.
All right, we're in the right place. And that's a cool shirt you got over there. Who's your favorite superhero?
I don't know.
Oh no, you can't wear that shirt.
All of them.
Definitely Spider-Man. Spider-Man's the best one.
I mean, we're in Queens, so you have to speak Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Always.
Ended up buying shoes?
Yes, we
You
did.
guys happy with your purchase?
Absolutely.
You guys come here often?
That was
Not
our
really.
first time.
Yeah, first time.
So good impression so far?
Definitely. They
All
have
right,
a lot of
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
So our tipping point for the store is probably 3 to 5 years in. We were finally making some money. You know, we were finally able to afford a car to go to work. Things were aligning great for us. You know, and that's when I found out. You know what, this is becoming a great business for us.
So when we first started Image, it was a very small location, and it was just like a hobby of ours where we turned into a business. So it took a while to grow. We weren't making any money in the beginning, but you know, when we finally started growing our inventory and the staff was growing, we got a lot more business, and we pivoted from there.
I think like one of my favorite tipping moments was when Black Friday happened, right? We didn't even promote nothing. Next thing you know, there was a line on Black Friday. We didn't promote no deals. And then we're like, oh, wow, okay, now we can actually promote deals on Black Friday. And then we had a huge line. A couple hundred people showed up, like, you know, off of like a couple of posts on social media. And then we were just shocked. And then from there on, every year, Black Friday is our day.
Was that this year?
No, that was...
Second years in. Second
year in, yeah, that's when we
the
started doing
first
deals.
year we didn't know.
Yeah.
People were just coming in and they were
Yeah.
just buying something. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like,
Yeah.
we didn't even promote nothing.
Yeah, I didn't even think. They just assumed that we had deals and they just started buying stuff when there was
So,
nothing on sale. I guess
yeah.
our prices are just that good that people just started buying stuff thinking
After
that it was
that
a deal.
day, the next year
Right.
we were prepared for, hey,
Yeah.
listen, we got to do some deals for Black Friday.
So did you guys realize at that time, you know, in the area you were in, there's a market for it? Like people actually like sneakers.
Absolutely. It was up and coming business. So
And
Luck's play.
yeah, and I think
you know?
like sneakers along with social media grew at the same time together, you know. That's when it really blew up. Like when people bought something, they showed off their outfit, you know, stuff like that. They want a new outfit, they can only post it one time, stuff like that. It kind of grew with the sneaker culture.
The hope of the whole world. When you look at the principle of Jesus Christ, when he was here, he came solely to do the work of his Father.
What I do to be 18? What I do to be 18?
You old enough for this now, right?
21. You got 3 more years. 3 more years. All right, what are you wishing for? Don't be telling us.
The secret.
See, yeah. He's like, please transfer over to Dana.
All right.
You gotta cut the first
You
slice.
gotta make the first slice.
You.
That just shows
That should
that
count.
literally image is in my life. You look at it in the wrong perspective.
Oh.
You look at it from the wrong perspective. I looked at it as a loyal customer.
So on this table, what we do, we process after cleaning. We stuff it with some stuffing paper. We
Yeah.
try and make it look as factory as possible. We don't want to leave shoes out there. Like this is used shoes, so we don't want to put them out there looking all dangly. So what we do is on the table, we just lace them up, you know, make it look as factory as possible. Lace them up, and then put the laces correct. So I'll give you an example right now. Put the laces in. Put this one in. We loop it around. You know, so when we go on to display, it looks really good, very presentable. You know.
Right.
That's
So
what we're trying to do.
I was asking Gio, so there's basically not one shoe that you guys don't touch and clean before it goes on.
Yeah, exactly. If it's used, we try to touch every single one of them. Make sure they're good, presentable for our customers out there.
So what makes Image different compared to other stores in the city is that we have a wide variety of shoes. It's the attention to details that we put into the shoes. You know, we don't just put out the shoes. We carry new and used. The used shoes, we clean them up. You know, we make them look nice and we put it out there. Our selection is different compared to a lot of stores. We carry a lot of older stuff, a lot of newer stuff, rare sneakers. You could come in and find something you had when you were a kid, and you know, find something. If you have a few $100s to spend, you could find, you know, great deals in here. So yeah, that's what makes us different from other stores.
Good impact that I think we made for a lot of people is that these kids that when we first opened in 2011, these kids that came in, they were fresh out of high school. And I feel like because of us, we were able to give them a store where they can find shoes that's just not your average Foot Locker sells, right? So we were very different, unique, and we were the first ones in Queens to do that. And throughout the years, people will come back after they graduate like, oh my God, I used to go to high school around the corner. Now it's like, 4 or 5 years later and I'm still into the shoes because of you guys, you know?
That's me. I mean, here I am 10 years later, married.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
I mean, us being around in the neighborhood, it sparked, like Greg said, sparked a lot of interest on all of these kids. And we gave them an opportunity to be sneakerheads because our prices were so good.
And I think because of us, some of these kids that came to our store opened up their own spots now.
Exactly.
You know, they started flipping sneakers out. They're like, oh my God, these kids can do it. You know, why can't
For
I
10
do it?
years too,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
why
We're still doing it.
A lot of kids would start brands and like they would see, just Asian store owners and like, oh, this, they could do the same thing. Other ways we impact the community, every year we do donations we first started donating to churches, people that needed sneakers. Now we donate to organizations, Soul for Souls. And we try to give back every year. Anytime there's a possibility we could work with community, NYPD, anything, and we try to do what we can.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you guys a quick tutorial how we wrap our shoes up for display. We have this machine here that heats up the film. So we cut a little film off. We open up the bag. Grab a fair shoe. Put it in there. Alright, then we got to cut off the access from the side. Show you guys. This machine heats up the side basically. Look at the bottom. Now the fun part begins where everyone's favorite. How do we get it to shave? You have heat gun in, and heats up the plastic and molds it into place like that. So this area of the store, we have customer shoes that they drop off for cleaning. We do have a cleaning service, Holy Fresh. These are the shoes that customers, you know what, hey, I'm not confident on cleaning. So when we take them in, like for example, these are yours, you know, clean them up. I don't have a before shot, but it was really bad before. The midsole was really dirty, the mesh was dirty. So, you know, we take them in, we clean them up for them, and they're really happy with it, you know? When they announced, hey, they're gonna come back as a retro, we're like, wow, okay, we've just opened up. We had to bid on it. We're like, hey, we don't got no money right now. How are we gonna bid on a shoe? We barely have enough to pay each other. So we're like, hey, you know what? We gotta do something. What we did, we opened a brand new credit card with a good amount of limit just to go bid on this shoe. And as luck prevailed, you know, we bought it. You know, I think we paid like $3,500, and which is it doesn't sound like a lot now. $3,500 in 2011 was a lot of money
For a pair of sneakers.
For a pair of sneakers. Mm-hmm.
And I think this is probably one of the most iconic shoe period. Like Back to the Future was one of our favorite movies. You know, growing up, everybody's seen the movie. You know, the part with Michael J. Fox puts it on, and then you just see the shoe auto lace. Even though these aren't the auto laces, the OGs. You know, but just that alone to see Tinker come up with a design that, you know, he portrays the future that this is what a future shoe should look like, which is insane because it's a good looking shoe in my opinion. You know,
at the time it was very innovative. I think around that year, you know, this was when the sneaker industry took a turn and like started. A lot of shoes came out and like, you know, it just grew. And this was one of the we saw this is one of the shoes that we needed to have.
I think red is more popular. I feel like for red, it's more of a... Obviously, when you buy a pair of Jordans, you want as close as to the original. When Jordan was on the Bulls, everything is black and red. Although sometimes, you know, like Royal Ones are really popular as well. So, I mean, it really depends on someone's taste, right? If they have more outfits red, they'll go with the red Jordan. Or if they have more outfits with blue, they're going to go with the blue shoes.
Look at the detail. What? This material right here? It's from the Carhartt material with the jacket? Yeah. Come on now, you can't go wrong with this shoe. Sexy, man. I mean, after that, I think I'll probably just take a little time out. I'm not too sure. I was looking at the Travis Scotts, but I was like, you know, my money ain't up there yet. So I'm like, nah, I can't do that yet.
So we buy shoes whenever we're open. We're here to buy shoes. We haven't missed a day that we don't buy shoes. The process is, you know, hey, with the customer, hey, this is the price we're willing to pay. If certain shoes we can go up a little bit, maybe we'll go up. If it's a good customer, you know, hey, we'll take care of you. The next time you could take care of us. We'll buy it, we'll inspect it, make sure they're real. Any flaws and stuff, we just make sure that it's perfect for our shelf, for our customer to buy. We'll add it into the system. If it's a used shoe, we bring it to the back. We have cleaners back there. They check them out, clean it up. You know, we make it up really nice. We stuff the shoe, make it look as original as possible, and then we shrink wrap it and goes into the wall. And the customer will pick it up with a hand and they'll buy it.
I don't think there's any store out there that can clean better than our team as far as presentation goes.
Mm-hmm.
We also promote any new inventory on our social media. So, you know, when people want to see what new inventory we could get in, it's on our Instagram. And certain shoes we list on our website and eBay. So, yeah.
You sold a lot of shoes earlier today. How long have you been knowing Image?
About 10 years.
And your relationship is pretty solid with them, I'm assuming?
Yes, with Shu, Greg, David, and Terry, yes.
So, like, what do you like about the store mostly?
I mean, they have varieties, so you could just one-stop shop, I guess, one-stop shop.
And I see that you picked up more shoes. Is your wife gonna kill you?
No, you won't be happy at all.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the most important thing about Image is our staff. The reason being, you know, it pick us a lot of our slack. You know, we're a team of 3. Like usually, you know, you see us, but we need a bigger team. We have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have like 6, 7 guys right now, and every single one of them very important to us. You know, they have their own role. Without them, we'll have sleepless nights here. You know, so they mean a lot to us. So we're definitely one of the top 5 sneaker store in New York City, but we are the best and top sneaker store in Queens. One of the big reason is we were the originator of buying, selling, and consigning in Queens, and we just pave a road for other people, and I just want to say we're the originators. I ain't trying to bash on nobody, but growing up was tough being Asian, we were everybody's enemy, you know what I'm saying? It was an easy target for us.
We didn't grow up in good neighborhoods either, our neighborhoods wasn't the best.
Well, we went to high school together. We grew up with, Queens is a very diverse town and city. We've been through a lot together,
Everything, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like in high school, we were the only sneakerheads, and it was different. And we picked Flushing because this is where we felt like home. Flushing was a lot of Asians, and
we hung out here too. We hung out here on our days off after school. We'd come out to Flushing. There's good food, good vibes here, and I feel like it was a good point for people in Long Island that would have to get to the city. They would have to come through Flushing first before they make it out to the city. So, it's like a good area.
Absolutely. I mean, this is our home base, and we know this area very well. We've been here for 11 plus years.
My dad was a server at a restaurant, right? My mom didn't really work. So for me, it was like my first job was working fast food. And that's all I knew before I got into sneakers and then started reselling sneakers. And I feel like that's the struggle for me. Like, I know what it takes. I know the value of $1, Yeah, I mean, like this, what you see here is 10 years of hard work. This wasn't overnight. There is no, we started out putting shoes on the shelf with our own collection. It wasn't like we had a stock room to start with. We put our own collection on the wall and started doing consignment, and then we just slowly started buying shoes, and this is where we are today.
Everyone's gonna go through struggles and issues, especially nowadays in this world. But, if you really love what you do and you put your mind to it, there's always gonna be good coming out of it. And like I tell these guys, we work hard together, we love what we do, and it took years, but look where we are. So that's my message to the world.
My message is just be passionate. Passion can actually lead you to something positive, something great, and just be 100% about it.
Yeah, don't give up. If you think that this is what the market needs and this is what the world wants, just go for it. Don't stop. Just keep doing what you're doing. Your day will come. If this is like Shu said, if this is your passion, it's not gonna feel like work to you. It's just keep doing it, and then your time will come.